right, math. Here's what we're doing in math today. I forgot my copy number, so that was a good time. In the back of my car, I've got a big old box that has my Christmas tree for my classroom. Good morning, everyone. My name is Katie. I'm a third grade teacher in the state of Florida, and I'm so glad you're joining me for a week in my life. Today is the first day back from Thanksgiving break, so I'm a little sleepy this morning, and I'm here bright and early to just get things together. So I came in, I turned on all my lights that haven't been turned on in forever. I just emailed myself my weekly plans and I just printed them out so I can look over those and figure out what I'm doing, because I was very prepared as I left for Thanksgiving break, and now I'm just trying to refresh my memory and figure out what did I plan before the break and what are we doing today. So that's where we're starting. But before I jump into all of the teaching content for today, I did want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor for today's video. This week, I'm excited to be working with Ana Luisa again. They are a jewelry brand that makes elegant and luxury jewelry pieces, but also has them at a very affordable price online. So this is my second time working with Ana Luisa, and if you remember, or if you've seen, or if you've watched my videos at all, you know that I wear this A necklace every single day. This is an Ana Luisa piece, and then I'm also wearing two brand new pieces. Today I have this chain necklace, which I was so excited to layer with my A, and then I have these earrings right here. I am obsessed with these pieces because I just kind of like simple jewelry that you can make a lot of different looks with, so it's super versatile, and I've been wearing these pieces literally almost every day since I got them the last time I worked with Ana Luisa. So I was very excited to share it with you guys again, especially with the holidays coming up, because I think these pieces would make great gifts. Before I wore my Ana Luisa pieces, I was kind of guilty of, just buying like cheap jewelry from any store that you see in the mall, just because I was like, oh, that's kind of cute, and then it doesn't last and it changes colors or it breaks. But I love these because I've been wearing this A necklace and then some of my other earrings literally every single day since I've received them. Nothing has broken, nothing is tarnished, nothing has changed colors. It doesn't irritate my skin, my ears, nothing. So I was very excited to get this new chain necklace to layer, and then these earrings are kind of like the other ones that I have. They're really cool because I'll take it off so you can see. I don't know if I'll be able to get it back on without a mirror, but you can see right here it has like a clasp, and so it doesn't have a back, and I lose backs to earrings all the time. So I really love that this one has like that huggable clasp, and I don't know if I can get it back in without, yeah, I can get it back in without a mirror, yay. So I got two other pairs of earrings from Ana Luisa that have those huggable clasps. I got these, and then ones that have like an extra loop at the bottom, and I also have a smaller pair of the huggy hoops from the last time that I made an order. So all of these pieces that I have today that I'm showing you, I will link in the description box below. And as I mentioned earlier, this would be a great idea for a Christmas gift, and they will be running some holiday sales. They start a winter holiday sale starting on December 6th, going through December 20th. And then they have an end of the year sale that's from December 22nd all the way through January 3rd. So definitely go check out their website. Also, I will say, if you're worried about these coming in time, shipping is so quick. Anytime I work with Ana Luisa, my pieces are there within a week, which is incredible. So you might be seeing them all week in this vlog. No shame on my game, because I really, really love my Ana Luisa pieces. So again, thank you, Ana Luisa, so much for sponsoring this week's vlog. All right, without further ado, let me go get my lesson plans off of the printer and kind of run through them. I'll take you through the morning, and then in the afternoon, I'll take you through the afternoon, because that's probably all I'm gonna have time for. As you can see, I'm like looking over the camera, trying to get on my smartboard to get everything pulled up, and I've got to check and make sure my copies are all there and sip on my coffee. Yeah. I had a great break. I didn't touch school stuff at all. Like, I literally didn't touch a single thing that was related to school, which was so nice. But that means that I have a lot of like looking and checking and like laying eyes on things to do this morning before the day starts. All right, math. Here's what we're doing in math today. We're starting with our weekly review, which we do. I've done these since the beginning of the year. It's from Math Tech Connections, Inc. And there's like warm-up problems that we do every morning, and then at the end of the week there's a quiz that matches the warm-up problems. So we haven't done these in a while because we had a short week, and then we had like a week with a field trip or whatever before Thanksgiving break, so it's been a while. So we'll be getting back into this routine. And then we're starting chapter 5, which is a very brief chapter just on multiplication and using multiplication facts. So today we're going to jump in and do the show what you know to introduce the chapter, which I like to use as an easy classwork grade because we kind of do it together. And then after that, we're going to start lesson 1, which is describing patterns, which is like in and out boxes. I'm gonna have to look and see what I had myself doing here. Warm-up questions: how many feet did 2 students have, 3 students, 4 students, what pattern do you see? In and out boxes: multiply by 4 is the rule, then multiply by 8. So we'll probably do some of those on the board together, and then we'll do the share and show problems on this page together. Good, so I did plan that out for myself. That was good. And then we'll do our AR time, and during AR I'm gonna try to get some people to make up tests that we missed before the week before Thanksgiving. So that's all I've got going on in math today. So I will just jump on later today and update you guys on what we're doing in reading. All right, we just finished up our day, and I am sitting at my computer, which had to update. No surprise there, because it usually has to update after a long break. I had to change my passwords and do all that stuff. So I just got my computer back up. I'm getting my email back up to make sure that's all ready to go. So let me walk you through like what we did this afternoon. So for reading today, here is the gist of what we did. It was this anchor chart right here. I don't know if you can see it. I think it reflects it if you do like the selfie camera. Anyways, here's what it looks like. How about I just turn it around? All right, so we introduced our new unit. Here's our essential question. And then we did our read aloud listening comprehension practice. So the text that I read to them out loud was called Producer and Consumer. This was blank because I told them their task today while we read was to figure out what the genre was, because we've already learned all the genres at the beginning. And so after I read, we filled that in. But before we read our little focus for this week. Good readers summarize what they read and reflect on what they learned. So we read that together, and then I did these two as an example with the producer and consumer text. So I did the before reading, and I shared I already know, and then I filled in the blank that producers make things. That was something I already knew. And then after reading, we filled in, after reading the text, I learned people can be both a producer and a consumer. And they also filled in this, and I asked them to talk with their table about what the genre was and why. So they did a really good job with that. And then we did our, here's like my TE. Let me move that. We did our compound words with our spelling word booklet, and we did our vocabulary words booklet for our vocabulary words of the week. And then they did independent work time on these two. Here's kind of like my outline that I've been using. This is what, when I had that planning day a couple weeks back with some teammates, we made these outlines. That's like our own little guide for what to do for this big old book to make it a little bit more manageable for our students. And while I'm down here, here's a nice little tour of my shelf. This is my math shelf and my markers, math and markers. I just keep my math TE sitting right here, the current one that we're working on. I also keep the current math warm-up problems we're doing right here, so it's easy for me to grab when I'm teaching. This is language arts, so I keep my language arts TE and any language arts examples we're using for the week right here. Down here I have all my language arts TEs plus a random math one. I don't know what this is. The planning guide. Okay, yeah. All my other MyView books that I sometimes open up, but they're also all online for me, so I use the online versions more often. And then these are like the readers that came with the MyView set. So like there's an example, that's like one of the series that goes with what we're reading, our class read aloud. So it's got like some chapter books, stuff like that. So I just put those down there because I didn't want to put them with my personal books because I didn't want them to get confused. And then on top, I keep my keyboard always on the edge here. We have the document camera, any kind of utensil I might need, and my pizza pointer, classic pizza pointer. And like this is like my little teaching hub that I teach from. All right, so the only other thing that I really need to do is on my to-do list, I wrote down to swap my Thanksgiving and Halloween books to go ahead and switch those to be like my Christmas books, even though I'm not decorating for Christmas until like Wednesday, I think, because I don't decorate it until it's December 1st. So I'll have all the decorations up Wednesday afternoon for them when they come in on Thursday, which will be December 1st, but I am gonna go ahead and swap my books. So I'm gonna do that. I already pulled while I was waiting for all my kids to be dismissed, and we were just watching Pick My Kid and watching PBS. I went ahead and pulled the books, so all I have to do is swap them and put the old ones away. Good morning. Let's have a walk and talk Tuesday today. I'm here super early because I have morning duty on Tuesdays, and I just want to make a really solid to-do list for the day today to make sure I get a lot of things done so I can go home on time. It is currently November 29th, so we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. So I want to make sure that I've got my ducks in a row and I'm staying on top of things for academics today. That way, when all the Christmas fun stuff starts to kick in, I'm not behind. So I am going to have a seat in just a moment after I sign in to all the things. I had to change my password yesterday because it like makes you change it every once in a while. So I'm having to like really focus when I log into things now. So I'm going to have a seat in just a moment after I get things pulled up on my smartboard. First thing I need to do is look over my lesson plans for today and see what the next, actually I know what the next lesson is, but make sure I know like how I'm going to introduce it because it's starting algebra. So for math, we always go over our homework from the night before. We do that first. So we'll go over our homework and like check answers, and then the students can ask questions. Then we do our math warm-up questions, and then we go into the lesson. And this week's lesson, if you can see, or today's lesson, is like missing factor. And so I think what I'm going to do is do some missing add-in practice up on the board, and then we're going to do some missing factor, like easy missing factor practices up on the board on their whiteboards, so they get some good practice with it before we jump into the book. But some of them looked ahead the other day and they were very, very excited to see, oh, I think I have time to restart my board for an update. But they were very, very excited to see algebra in their math unit. So that was kind of cute because they were like, I think this chapter has algebra, Miss Allen. And I was like, I think you are right. We'll see if we have time to get that done. So I'm going to sit down and do those things, look through my math lesson. And then my goal for this morning is I've got to find a note that I made like all the way back to school. So I need to like go through my papers in my paper tray, which is over here on like this part of my desk right here, right that is my paper tray where I keep all my odds and ends loose papers. So I need to go through that and look for like one specific note that I wrote down during our back to school meetings. Wish me luck on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and print the hard copies of spelling and vocabulary for the next unit that we're doing, which will be the last unit that we do before Christmas break. But if I go ahead and get that done, I can get ahead. And then as I'm preparing for Christmas craziness, I won't have that to prepare for as well. So that's how I'm going to start my day. All right, it is Tuesday afternoon. It's a pretty decent time. My watch has been telling me my storage is full all week every time I look at it, which is so frustrating. So I need to get onto my Apple Watch app and fix that, so I can actually check the time without clicking the OK button. But it's about 4 o'clock. I got up to the office and I went ahead and made copies ahead of time in advance for next week, after we finish our state testing, and then the first week that we'll be back from the break. So I finished all of the Unit 2 copies, which was good because I made the masters this morning and then the copying machine was open. Here's kind of what our reading looked like today. We read our text for the week, which was, we reviewed our vocabulary words, then we read our text, which was Wolf Island. We talked about our strategy from yesterday, how good readers summarize what they read and reflect on what they learned. And then we did a preview of our text, Wolf Island. So we looked through all the pictures and we shared with our table mates, what is something that we already know. And I did a modeled one up here, and the kiddos did it on a piece of paper at their desk. So my modeled one was, I already know a baby wolf is called a pup. And they wrote either the same one, if that was something that they already knew, or they wrote down a fact that they already knew. And then we did our first read of the text, where we just read the story, we stopped, we did turn and talks, we made connections, and all of those fun things. So that, and then we reviewed we did one vocabulary page and one spelling page because we did compound words. So that was what our whole group looked like. And then we went into our independent work time, which I feel went really well. And let me show you what I did at the small group table, because I think I've got a good flow going for this week. All right, small group wise, I've shared this before, but this is my small group schedule, and honestly I can go in because I already did day 2 and cross off all the groups that I met with today. But kind of the gist of what I'm doing this week is with each group, except for group 5, that's my high group. With each group, the first time I meet, what we've been doing is working on whiteboards. We write a compound word. We're breaking down and looking at any vowel teams, blends, things that we know inside the word. And then we're writing a sentence with it and practicing sentence structure, all of that stuff. So that's our first day, is just practicing compound words. And I was kind of looking to see which groups are doing really well with them, which groups might need some intensive word study practice. They seem to be doing really good. The second time I've been meeting with each group, with my group that needs more practice with decoding and fluency, we did a decodable passage today from our curriculum. This one was mine. And we read all the compound words and practiced splitting them together. And then we started doing a first read of a text and highlighting compound words. We didn't quite finish. We got about halfway through the backside. So the next time we meet, which will be in 2 days, we'll do the rest. And then the last time we meet, we'll practice doing some timed readings of this passage, which will be good fluency practice. And it's still practicing the word study skill. My other group, sorry, I keep turning around. I have a little My Focus reader, which has little mini texts that go with each week. So since we're kind of shifting gears and we're using the same sentence stem all week, that I already know blank, and after reading the text, I learned blank, what we're doing is we're reading the text that goes along with this week, which is called Beach Rescue. And I had my high group do it today because it only took them 1 day. So we'll probably repeat this process again with a lengthier leveled reader that I have the next time we meet. But I had them put their name, they did their pre-reading, I already know, and then they filled in the blank. And then post-reading, after reading the text, I learned blank. So we talked about what do we already know about whales and dolphins. They wrote that down, and then they wrote down their after reading, what did they learn. So for my other groups, what that would look like is group 1, we did word study practice. Then we're going to do decodable reader, fluency practice with that passage. Group 2, we did compound word practice. The second time we meet, we'll do the My Focus reader and do our pre-reading and read, and then we'll do our post-reading. Same with group 4, we did compound word practice today, My View Focus reader, pre-reading, start reading, post-reading, and then same process with group 3. So 2, 3, and 4 kind of do the same thing. I just challenge them and scaffold them in different ways. Group 5 is kind of an accelerated version of this. And then group 1 is something almost completely different because we're working on fluency and decoding and encoding and writing and all of those things. So that's my small group in a nutshell. But I was really excited because what I did at small group matches what we're doing at whole group. And these sentence frames that my teammates and I came up with, I feel are going to be a great tool to use at the small group table too. So they're literally seeing those sentence frames over and over and over again, and being trained on how to read a text and respond to it with a focus on the same thing the whole week. I think that's really going to prepare them very well to actually apply that skill on their own. So I was excited for that. I stayed a little bit, obviously, to do copies, so that took me a moment. I'm not seeing group 1 tomorrow, so I can go ahead and put this down here. I stayed a minute to do copies, so that took a moment, and then I stayed and I worked a little bit on getting ahead on lesson plans, and then I filmed a reel, which was fun. Sorry, y'all. I'm still just cleaning this up. Filmed a reel, which I haven't made one in a while, so that was fun. Shared that, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can go see that reel. If you go follow me on Instagram, Miss Katie in Elementary. And that's it. I am heading home now. I'm excited because tonight I am watching the Disenchanted movie with one of my friends. I already saw it over Thanksgiving break, but it's so great and she hasn't seen it yet. So we're doing that tonight. Also, fun fact, funny thing, I forgot my copy number. So that was a good time. I had to go and scour through my emails to find my copying machine number because I went to make a copy yesterday and I didn't remember what the number was at all. It's been a week, just a week. And I could remember all the digits, but I had no clue what the order was. So that was a fun time. Anything else I need to share? I'm wearing my Ana Luisa pieces again today. Same earrings, same necklace. And I'm kind of like rocking the T-shirt Tuesday look. Wearing our school T-shirt and some mom jeans. And my Converse, which if you watched my weekend vlog, you know that I was trying to make them really, really white. And I ended up bleaching them in a cup on the counter. And that worked much better than bleaching them in the washing machine. Look at that. They look pretty clean. Also, I got a bunch of ant bites today somewhere. I don't know where. That's it. I'm going home. I will check in with you guys on Wednesday. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I had a free reward for chicken minis in my Chick-fil-A app. So I'm sitting here in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. I left my house a little bit earlier than usual, but I set my alarm for later than usual because I knew I wasn't going to have to make breakfast or fix my hair because I'm just rocking third day hair today. So I'm kind of gonna be at school a little bit later than usual, which is totally fine. I don't have morning duty today. In the back of my car, I've got a big old box that has my Christmas tree for my classroom and an extra wreath that was at my house that I'm not sure where I'm gonna hang this year, so I'm just gonna hang it in my classroom so it gets used. So I'm in line waiting for my chicken minis and my coffee. When I get to school, I'm gonna take those things in, and I'm also gonna have to come back out for the Christmas tree because I'm not gonna decorate until the afternoon, and that's when I'll spot for all my December stuff. I didn't even realize I was gonna do that today until I checked my phone and I was like, oh my gosh, it's November 30th, which I knew. I've been thinking about it all week, but I just forgot. So I had to lug that out of our storage closet this morning to get ready to take it into my classroom. So I guess at the end of the day today, I will decorate my Christmas tree. But I've just been enjoying, I'm trying not to stress about getting there later than I have been. I did everything I needed to do and worked ahead yesterday afternoon. I really don't have much to do this morning except for turning things on and reviewing my math lesson. So I'm just enjoying some Christmas music on the radio and sitting in line for chicken minis. And that's about all we've got going on this Wednesday morning. So I'll check in hopefully when we get back to school. If I don't check in when we get back to school, what we're doing in math, let me just tell you. What we're doing in math today is we are doing the mid-chapter check, which sounds crazy because it's only the third day, but this is a short chapter. So I'm gonna do the mid-chapter check. I need to assign them some lessons on iReady because what I have them do is do the mid-chapter check as a quiz grade. And then when they're done with that mid-chapter check, I have them get onto iReady and do some iReady lessons. That way I can pull anybody who struggled with mid-chapter check concepts. And I had some students who were absent yesterday and Monday, so it'd be great to be able to pull them to do a reteach lesson and then intervention where I need to. So that's it. And then they sit and they do iReady and they're perfectly content on their computers during iReady until we get to our AR time, and then they'll go to PE for specials. Also, I'm wearing a rain jacket and a dress and my rain boots today because it's supposed to be raining. But I'm about to round the corner at Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna get my food, go to school, take in the first round, and then bring out the Christmas tree. Also, LOL, there was a Chick-fil-A employee who walked out to the dumpster over here earlier when I was around the corner. I guess not the dumpster, maybe it's the dumpster, their back door. And they were just standing there while I was talking to myself, and my window is completely rolled down. So that was a good time. All right, my final dismissal bus riders just left. So now I'm working on resetting things for December and for Christmas. I've already done the calendar. We have lots, I guess I should turn around tomorrow's date. Lots and lots of things happening on the calendar. I added the month, so I'm about to fix the banners and then start setting up the Christmas tree and getting down the whole box full of Christmas stuff just to see what's inside. I'm probably just gonna like put a couple shots of me decorating and not like document it super crazy, because I do have 2 other videos on my channel where I decorate my classroom for Christmas. So I will link those above if you'd like to check those out just to see, because it's the same decorations. I'll probably just throw the snowflakes up and, you know, put it up somewhere, put stuff somewhere in here. So I'm not gonna film like the whole thing, but I will time lapse a little bit for y'all. Outfit for today, now that I'm home. Finished all my decorating and then pieced out like as quick as I could from school because I was tired of being at school today, and I'm going to get nails done with a friend now, so I'm really excited. I gotta take my rain boots off and get changed into something cozier so we can go get our toenails done. But I am going to go ahead and close this vlog off here. I've been editing as I go this week. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. And I noticed that this vlog was starting to get a little bit lengthy. Like we were already probably at 30 minutes or more. And I haven't had very many vlogs that are super long like that. So if you watch all the way to the end, give me your feedback. Would you rather it be like a super long vlog or stay around 30 minutes? Because I usually like to watch the ones that are like around 30 minutes. That's like my sweet spot. Somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. So I'm going to close this one off here. Plus Thursday and Friday get kind of redundant. Like we're still doing the same thing in math. We're still doing the same thing in reading, just extending it a little bit. So I was like, you know, we will just end it here. Oh, I just took my rain boot off and I have ant bites on my ankle and they hurt so bad. Anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. So I'm going to go ahead and close it off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week in my life vlog. And I also wanted to give one last shout out to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. I have all my pieces like right here next to me. Here's the chain that I wore earlier this week. And then here are the other earrings that I showed earlier right here. Super cute. And of course I have these on, and then my A necklace is over here too. It's all on my nightstand. I guess this is my dresser. Check out this like insanity that is all the jewelry on my dresser. I have this handy little tray that holds all my jewelry, and every once in a while I'll like clean it off and do a purge and put things back on my jewelry holder in my bathroom, which is over there. But right now it is like covered in colorful earrings. And here's my other Ana Luisa ones. Here's my other Ana Luisa ones, and my initial necklace is here, and then here's the other ones. Anyways, it's just like a big mess. Again, be sure you check out their website. They have wonderful pieces that would make great gifts for Christmas, or if you just like simple, elegant, and like luxury jewelry, check it out. And they are running some sales like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and all the information will be in the description box for you guys, as well as a discount code so you can get a discount if you'd like. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked it. And as always, I will see you all in the next one.